put my brethren to shame. Do you also therefore love one another, and with long suffering hide ye one another's faults. For the Most High delighteth in the unity of brethren, and in the purpose of a heart that takes pleasure in love.
And that's true. You are called to bear one another's infirmities. Cain, you asked a silly question to the Most High. Am I my brother's keeper? Absolutely. Yes, you are.
Absolutely.
We're called to bear one another. Come together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So that example of that video with those young men there, that somebody should have stopped it. First of all, because you have the authority out by being me and you standing in your place and covered them up and made them go away. No way you should stand there and watch somebody's mother get beat.
In your ignorance, you mistakenly disgrace your whole people like that.
Yeah, the disgrace runs deep. It's terrible. And and when my brethren came into Egypt, they learned that I returned their money unto them and upbraided them not, and comforted them. And after the death of Jacob my father, I loved them more abundantly, and all things whatsoever he commanded I did very abundantly for them. And I suffered them not to be afflicted in the smallest matter, and all that was in my hand I gave unto them.
To his brother.
And their children were my children, and my children as their servants, and their life was my life, and all their suffering was my suffering, and all their sickness was my infirmity. My land was their land, and their counsel my counsel. And I exalted not myself among them in arrogance because of my worldly glory, but I was among them as one.
What is this worldly glory?
As one of the least.
Well, what was this worldly glory that he could?
He was talking about Egypt. You know he's talking about Egypt.
He's a ruler over all the land.
Viceroy. But he counted himself as of the least. Why? I'm the 11th born. So I will, like we were talking about honor thy father and thy mother. Likewise, if you grow up knowing that, you also know that in our houses you had to respect the oldest child.
Yeah.
And all the brothers, all those coming up, that's why they could pop you, trip you, do all that stuff. They used to mess me up. They probably did if you was the youngest, but he still honored them as such. He didn't walk into them in arrogance, as he said, because of my worldly glory. And he certainly had the authority, according to the world, to lord over them, but they're still his brothers.
He could have every one of them taken out to be beaten. He didn't. They was afraid.
Why? Because they think that he would do something like them. They can think only out of their own mindset.
That's right. That's right.
If ye also therefore walk in the commandments.
If you what?
If you also therefore walk in the commandments of the Most High, my children, he will exalt you there and will bless you. With
that's why we want to be blessed, right? We want this, we want that. We got to do that by being obedient to our Father. Walk in the ways of his what, prophet?
He will walk in the ways of his commandments.
Of his commandments.
Walk in the commandments of the Lord, of the Most High, my children, and he will exalt you there and will bless you with good things forever and ever. And if anyone seeketh to do evil unto you, do well unto him and pray for him, and ye shall be redeemed of the Most High from all evil.
This is the same here in the beginning, even with Christ. Pray for those that mistreat you. What did Christ say?
Pray for those who despitefully
use you. Turn the other cheek. The same thing. Come on.
Behold, ye see that out of my humility and long suffering I took unto wife the daughter of the priest of Heliopolis.
Heliopolis. He took unto wife of the priest Heliopolis. Now remember, Imhotep and Joseph in the comparison married on from the family of On, right? You had to investigate that.
Right.
Come on.
And 100 talents of gold were given me with her, and the Most High made them to serve me. And he gave me also beauty as a flower beyond the beautiful ones of Israel. And he preserved me unto old age in strength and in beauty, because I was like in all things to Jacob. Hear ye therefore me vision. Hear ye therefore my vision which I saw 12 hearts feeding, and 9 of them were dispersed. Now the 3 were preserved, but on the following day they also were dispersed. And I saw.
What is that? Well, come on, wait a minute. Papa, before you finish reading this is Joseph's dream, right? This is his dream about the 12 tribes of Israel, isn't it, Prophet?
9 and 3 is 12.
9 and 3 is 12, right? So go back from the beginning.
That's the division.
That's the division. You know it.
That's the division of the tribes.
Brothers and sisters, unless you're deeply enrooted with understanding the Bible about the 12 tribes, you don't know this. Your pastor's not teaching this. You couldn't interpret this just by hearing it. You have to know that it's in your spirit. Proverbs, read it again.
Now that, okay. Hear ye therefore my vision which I saw. 12 hearts feeding. That's the 12 tribes. And 9 of them were dispersed. That's the northern kingdom. Now the 3 were preserved.
The 3 were preserved, right?
Yeah, they were preserved. That means that they were detained where they were, the separation. But on the following day, they also were dispersed. So they were also taken captive. The other ones went one place. They were separated with Assyrians, and the other one were captured by Romans, correct?
Well, yep. What, 1 Kings, 2 Kings talk about the 12 tribes, the northern nation being separate, right? Christ, when he came in Matthew 24, was telling them this is going to be messed up.
The 70, is this where they went 70 AD?
That's 70 AD.
Okay, so that's what the 3 days was about.
Christ was prophesying to them about 70 AD. Rome, when you see Rome and cast around this area, get up out of here. Because you know what? It's not one stone will be left upon another. This whole
and those days are not really days.
Right. Right.
Because Most High sees those differently. So, but it was a number of 3. It was probably, could have been 3 centuries. We don't know. But they were gone, and the Syrians were gone to do what they, not the Syrians had taken the other 9 to do what they were going to do after the separation. So we had Rehoboam and Jeroboam. Rehoboam had the 9, and Jeroboam had the 3. So that would be Benjamin, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And I saw that the 3 hearts became 3 lambs, and they cried to the Most High. And he brought them forth into a flourishing and well-watered place. Yes, he brought them out of darkness into light. And there they cried unto the Most High until they are gathered together unto them the 9 hearts.
Until what?
Until they are gathered together unto them the 9 hearts.
Christ is going to do the gathering of all the tribes. Come back there. That's what he said. I came to say what? The lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Yeah, right here. I came to bring back to fulfill the prophecy that came from this chaste young man who's speaking it on his deathbed still. And we know he's a dreamer of dreams and an interpreter of dreams as well. So he pretty much probably not giving an interpretation, but nevertheless they understand it. And there they cried unto the Most High until they are gathered together unto them the 9 hearts, and they became as 12 sheep. And after a little time they increased and became many flocks. And after these things I saw and beheld 12 bulls were sucking one cow, which produced a sea of milk, and there drank thereof the 12 flocks and innumerable herds. And the horns of the 4th bull went up into the heaven and came as a wall for the flocks, and in the midst of the 2 horns there grew another horn. So he's speaking the prophecy, the same prophecy that Daniel speaks about. This is it. Pretty much this is what he's seeing. And I saw a bull calf which surrounded, which we know you've been through it before, Elder. It represents the different people who will have rule during up until the time where we come back together into rule as a people. And I saw a bull calf which surrounded them 12 times, and it became a help to the bulls holy. And I saw in the midst of the horns a virgin wearing a many-colored garment, and from her went forth a lamb.
Now, this virgin is Israel, or you could say his mother, because out of Mary came Christ, right? Now, virgin in the Old Testament here, it is talking about is a woman of marriageable age.
But you know why? And
when you see virgin in the Old Testament, you can't tell if the woman was untouched or not.
But the wearing of many colored garments, I don't know if we can precept this. Many colors, we know that has to do with Joseph. Was Mary, was her forefather Joseph? Because you know they did the, I think Joseph was in it. We did it briefly in our studies, and it seems like, because that could be what that means there from her. Because wearing the coat of wearing a many colored garment, that's directly associated with Joseph. Period. It is. And so I wouldn't be shocked if I'm going to study it and we'll bring it back next week. But I'm pretty sure I just saw the chart comparing Mary and Joseph's lineage, and I believe Joseph is on Mary's side.
Okay.
Who went forth a lamb, and on his right was at it where a lion, and all the beasts and all the reptiles rushed against him, and the lamb overcame them and destroyed them. And the bulls rejoiced because of him, and the cow and the harts exulted together with them. And these things must come to pass in their season. Do ye therefore, my children, observe commandments of the Most High, and honor Levi and Judah.
Honor who? Why do they keep telling you to honor Levi and Judah?
It actually explains why they were together in the first place, because it's the king and the priest. The king and the priest. The king, honor the kingship and the priestship. So here's the thing. We talk about the king in the Christian churches, and you know, we honoring Yeshaya for what he did as sacrifice, the crowns, putting that on him. But in essence, the Christianity discounts Levi, because Levi represents the law. And you saying you done away with it. So in essence, you only want to represent Judah. You dishonor Levi.
You're not going to have the kingship without the priesthood.
That's right. They have to come together. They come together.
You just blatant disrespect, disregard the authorship, the authenticship of Levi. Levi was the priest.
Yeah, and that's the laws.
This priesthood of Levi don't match up with the priesthood of Rome.
You don't get you don't get the advantage of the blood. We know that Yeshaya came through Judah, the root of Jesse, and that we know that he's of the tribe of Judah. You're not getting ready to have a benefit of that blood if you're going to discount what Levi represents in those laws, because the Yeshaya clearly came in Matthew 5:17, told you, I did not come to do away with the laws. He says it very clearly. How they twisted and turned it, try to make it think you don't have to do nothing, I don't know.
Brothers and sisters, that's our only way from out of this condition as a nation of people. For us to quit killing each other in the streets, get off drugs, come back to honor, is to come back to our God by keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. That's the only thing that's going to deliver.
That's the only thing that's going
to deliver us. Because what we've been doing hasn't been working.
And you should be able to see that by now. That's how the Most High led us to the truth. So I can't, and then forgive me not to say anything in haughtiness at all, because certainly we were there. Were not for the grace of the Most High, we would still be there.
Prophets, look, I testify, I'm chief of it, because you know what? I paid my tithes. I was out the door.
Right, we thought that was it, but that's not it.
Every Sunday, I'm there. I'm paying my tithes, but when Sunday is over with, I'm a demon all week. I know about don't rob, don't steal, don't kill. I stole every now and then. I might steal some gum. I might steal a beer, whatever. But the enforcement of the law, statutes, and commandments was not pressed on me. It was not taught on me. It was not. I was not taught to fear the Most High.
That's right. We were not taught to fear Him.
But I was taught to fear not putting money in the envelope on Sunday.
Yeah, no,
we got to put things in perspective. We're going to honor the Most High, or we're going to honor man. We're going to do what the Most High requests us to do, or we're going to do what man requests us to do. Man say come and worship God on Sunday. The Most High say do it on the Sabbath.
That's right.
Get it right. The Sabbath has always been a Saturday. Look on your calendars, brothers and sisters. All praise. Come on.
Do ye therefore, my children, observe the commandments of the Most High, and honor Levi and Judah. For from them shall arise unto you the Lamb of the Most High, who taketh away the sin of the world.
How did he know that? He said the Lamb of the Most High is going to come through them.
One who saveth all the Gentiles and Israel. For his kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, which shall not pass away, but my kingdom among you shall come to an end as a watcher's hammock, which after the summer disperseth.
See how Joseph was like a sort of a Christ? He knew that too.
He had the whole
Christ said, my kingdom is not of this world. Joseph said, my kingdom will come to an end. Wow.
For I know that after my death the Egyptians will afflict you, but the Most High will avenge you, and will bring you into that which he promised to your fathers.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Joseph is still alive. There's no Moses on the scene. Okay, it's years before Moses comes. Joseph said, because he's a dreamer of dreams, Most High already showed him stuff.